Hey everyone, welcome back to Jorge the Mentor's YouTube channel, and today I want to answer a question that a lot of self-employed and business owners ask me. And they say, Jorge, how do I buy a property if I'm self-employed? I don't have a W-2, I don't get a paycheck. And so here's the situation. Most of us as entrepreneurs never got the education as how to acquire purchasing power, which means that like an employee, right? If you make $100,000 as an employee, even though you only get half after taxes, you still can use the $100,000 to qualify as purchase power. As an entrepreneur, as a self-employed person, it's not what you generate pre-taxes like an employee. It's based on whatever is after the taxes. So if you make $100,000 as an entrepreneur, but you had $50,000 of business expenses for the year, then you're left with $50,000 in profit. So the way it works is you actually would pay taxes based on the $50,000 of profit, and you would be able to utilize the $50,000 in profit as purchasing power. So let me give you a simple formula. If you profit $50,000 in your business and you pay taxes based on the $50,000 of profit for 2 consecutive years, that would qualify you for about a $300,000 mortgage loan. Now, say you bought a property for $315,000, and you do a 5% down. That means from the $315,000, you would put $15,000 down, and you would be left with a $300,000 mortgage loan. That's how much $50,000 would qualify you. But again, here's the important thing. I know that as an entrepreneur and as self-employed, often people don't want to pay taxes, right? They want to keep all the money. And if that's what you decide to do, then hey, that's on you. The only problem is that if you don't pay taxes, you don't have any purchasing power. You can't buy properties. You can't buy or refinance or buy investments. Does that make sense? Unless you go through a more in-depth, advanced strategy with commercial loans, where I believe they go based on your equity and your credit. But for that, you require a lot of money, right? So here's what I recommend. Talk to a CPA at the beginning of the year, or actually today at any time, and talk with them and get on the same page and say, hey CPA, I plan on buying a property, whether it's next year or 2 years from now. Let's come up with a game plan on how I can position myself to be able to buy a property. That's the number one advice I give you, because again, I'm not a CPA, I'm an investor, entrepreneur, and life coach. And being an investor myself, I know what's worked for me and what I've done to invest in multiple properties. So talk to a CPA, get on the same page, come up with a game plan that's going to help you create that long-term wealth. Because even if you have a profit-driven business, if you don't invest it into other vehicles that will make your money, make you more money, then you're just going to be, constantly on the hustle and bustle and consistently trading your time for money, and you won't have anything to show for it, 10, 20, 30 years from now. And you do want to have something to show for it. You want to be able to take the money that, took you so much, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to generate, and put it into another vehicle like real estate, where it's going to double, triple, quadruple in decades, bring you cash flow, tax incentives, and depreciation. That's my recommendation. That's my 2 cents. That's what's worked for me, and anyone can do it. It's a lot easier than it seems. The only missing link is the education. Again, who's teaching us this information? Not school, not your teacher. So you have to get educated. One time my wife and I were talking to this elderly couple, and we were talking about our success in real estate. And so the old lady says, Jorge, did you have to go to school to learn this? And I said, I didn't have to go to school, but I did have to get educated. And there's a huge difference. Schooling, teaches you just one type of education. 2 types. And there's like the basic education, which is like reading, writing, and math. And the second education they teach you in the education system is professional education, how to become a lawyer, an accountant, things that actually require you to have a degree, like a doctor, and so forth. But the third and most important type of education that's left out is financial education. How do you make more money? How do you save more money? How do you invest your money? How do you protect your money? How do you build your credit? How do you create long-term wealth? How do you create a legacy? How do you keep more of the money that you make? All those things are left out, and that's why I am on a personal mission to educate you guys with what's worked for me. So comment below with your favorite part about this video. I love to interact with you guys, so comment below right now. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys on the next video.